What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another weekly watch this video. As always, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. From here on out, I'll be pushing more YouTube content, not only the weekly watch list. So make sure to subscribe. I have so much great content in for you and ready for you. So make sure to be ready. Moving into this week, we have a lot of news, so we have to check that out. So first, Monday, we have federal budget around 2 p.m. Won't really affect us much when we're trading because chances are we'll be done trading by 2. Tuesday, we have consumer price index, core CPI, all at 8:30 a.m. So from 8:30 a.m., we'll be able to build a bias into Tuesday's trading day. Wednesday and Thursday are definitely the bigger days of the week. At 8:30, we have producer price index, core CPI, PPI year over year at 8:30. At 2 p.m., we'll have the Fed decision interest rate policy. And then at 2:30 p.m., we'll have the Fed Chair Powell press conference. So those two things right there will be a big impact on the market. Typically on a day like Wednesday, we do a strategy called the straddle, where we play calls and puts, and we profit off each side of the moves because the volatility is high. So we'll get into that more into Team Bull this week. Moving on, Thursday morning is just a packed morning. From 8:30 to 10 a.m., we have news. So make sure you note that. We have some initial jobless claims, business inventories, important price index, just a bunch of things that could impact the market. And Friday at 10 a.m., we have consumer sentiments. This week, we have a lot of news impacting the market. So if you're struggling to win, if you're struggling to have consistency, downsize and trade accordingly. Moving on into my watch list, the first thing I'm watching is SPY. The first thing I'm watching on SPY is this 429 bounce. And the reason why I'm watching this is because it was once resistance, once, twice, 3 times. We broke above it and we used it as support the last trading day. So my theory is if we open up around this 430, we drop back down to this 429 area, we could see a bounce near this level. But again, this is higher risk, and we're going to have to see where SPY opens up into pre-market tomorrow. So again, there's a few variables that go into this one, but 429 bounce, there's a lot of confluence there. We obviously bounced here once, and we used it as resistance multiple other times. So definitely key area to watch on the screen. Now, besides that bounce, if we can break above this 432, what I'll look for above that is a candle close above that 432 and then a retest down, or just an entry off a higher low, because I believe we'll continue higher. Now, underneath these levels, I have a few demand zones. The first one being 425 to 426 here. And then the next one being around this 422 area. Some of you may be asking why I'm marking levels so far down from current price action. You just never know where the market's going to go. So for your weekly watch list, you want to have multiple areas of where you can potentially take a trade. You don't want to limit yourself to the opportunities the market can give you. So that's why I have multiple areas. Finally, back on the watch list, I have QQQ. It's been a while, and finally, it looks tradable again, and I have some good setups on it. So right here, looking at the hourly, we have clear supply and demand. So we have a good demand zone around this 347 area, and then we have a nice supply area around this 357.5. Now, what's my plan for trading this? Well, it's pretty simple. Depending on where we open up tomorrow, I'll look for a rejection at this supply, and I'll look for a bounce at this demand. We have been stronger to the upside. The momentum is to the upside. So if we do approach this supply zone, I will be a little more cautious. I will be waiting for price action confirmation and other things to confirm before I enter into this trade. And regardless of what you take or don't, the biggest key is managing your risk. I say it every time in these weekly watch list videos. As long as you're trading with proper risk, there's nothing that bad that can happen. These are the two main levels I have for QQQ. Super simple and straight to the point. Let's get to the next one. I have Apple again on my watch list this week. We have clear supply and demand on the screen. Right here, we have a supply around this 184 area. Down here, we have a demand zone around this 177 area. Now, price action currently is floating around between these two levels, which I actually really like. That means if we open up in the middle here, we'll have to grind to one way or the other. And I really like when that happens because that means we'll be able to trade it around probably 11, 12 o'clock, where the price action moves a little slower, and we can potentially get that big reversal. Again, a super simple watch list. These are my levels. If we go out to the daily just to look, Apple has been making higher highs, higher lows for a long time now. If we make a higher low up here, that supply zone could be money. So, of course, watch those levels, and Apple is definitely a main watch. Now, the other two I want to bring to your attention, we already know the deal, is AMD and NVIDIA. They have those big daily gaps, and I still have my alerts set at this gap because once the market sees some weakness, and this week we have a lot of news impacting the market, so not saying we're going to see weakness, but definitely potential for weakness. If we do see some type of momentum change to the downside, I think AMD and Nvidia will be ones that fall very quickly. So I have alerts set at these gaps, and I definitely think these are really good opportunities in the future to key in on. And that's basically all I have for you guys this week. A super simple but effective watch list. I don't like to overcomplicate my trading or anything else. I use pure price action and supply and demand. So if you enjoy these videos, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.